What's up, everybody? Michael Silva here. You're watching episode 2 of Quick Tips, where I give you just the tip. Quick Tips is the series where I cut out all the fluff and give you just the tip. In today's episode, we will be discussing how I find volatile stocks to trade. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop into it. In today's episode of Quick Tips, we are going to be discussing how I find volatile stocks to trade. Now, we are over here at finviz.com and we will be using the screener tab to find the volatile stocks. Now, there's two things I look for when searching for volatile stocks. The first one is beta. In short, beta is a measure of the stock's volatility in relation to the overall market. So if the S&P 500 index has a beta of 1, the individual stocks that deviate from it will determine what their beta is. A stock that swings more than the market over time has a beta of above 1. Also known as a more volatile stock. If a stock moves less than the market, the stock beta is less than 1. So high beta stocks are supposed to be riskier, but provide higher return potential. So that is the first thing that we'll be looking for at FinViz is the volatile stocks. So if you go ahead and go back to FinViz and we're at the free screener, you go ahead and hit the technical tab and then go over here and click beta of over 1. That's going to bring up all the stocks that have a beta over 1. Now, there's one last thing I need to go over that is extremely important, and that has to do with volume or market liquidity. If you look over at the far right, you're going to see stocks that have millions and then only thousands. Now, why is liquidity important? The reason why market liquidity is so important, it's actually a number of reasons, but primarily because it impacts how quickly you can open and close positions. Now, when we see stocks that have low volume, this could be an indicator that if we get into the stock, there might not be a person that wants to buy back those shares when we try to sell them. This is known as a liquidity trap where we can get stuck in a trade because nobody wants to buy the shares that we're willing to sell. So how do we overcome this? I always look for stocks that have a volume over 1 million. Now, that's just a general guideline. You can go lower, but I never want to fall into the trap of liquidity. If you double click the volume tab, it's going to bring the highest volume stocks to the very top and all the way down. Now notice there's hundreds of pages. So there's a lot of different stocks that you can look at that are a beta over 1 with high volume. Now these stocks are now known to be a little bit more riskier, but also have the potential for more reward. That is how I find volatile stocks that are liquid, that I'm willing to trade. Now the next step really is to find chart setups by hovering over it to see patterns that match your criteria and your strategy. But that's for another video. That's the first step on how I find volatile stocks with high liquidity. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of The Quick Tip. See you next time.